Hi everybody and welcome to the Saturday Surface Interval in association with Empora. Empora is an online magazine that's all about inspiring adventure. Whether that adventure involves sliding down on a snowy mountain, pulling yourself up on a climbing wall, riding your bike through wooded trails, surfing barrels down the beach, and of course, yes, exploring the underwater world, it's a website that's got you covered. Interviews, previews, reviews, just regular news, everything that you might need to keep you clued up on the big outdoor issues. It's got the lot. So in today's scuba diving video, we're looking at common scuba diving risks, but not the scary risks like the bends or fish with really pointy bits on them, but the other risks that no one really tells you about, the way that scuba diving can change you without you knowing. The first thing that often changes about you is your social media picture. If you were given 10 different people's avatar pictures alone, and just one of those 10 were a scuba diver, I'd wager that you could probably pick that diver out of that lineup because their profile picture would look something like this. People usually identify quite strongly as scuba divers because they find themselves as part of an elite group of people and they naturally want to advertise the fact that they're one of them. The first time someone snaps a photo of you underwater or you take an underwater selfie, it usually ends up becoming your new profile picture. The more scuba divers you meet, the more you'll start to notice this trait. And if all of your online friends are scuba divers, then as you scroll down your list of friends, you'll just start to see that similar blue color coming out of all of your friends' profile pictures. Non-divers can never really understand my love of bolt snaps and my appreciation for a really good bolt snap. Now, it's obvious when you get two advanced scuba divers together in one room, and God help you if you borrow someone else's bolt snap and they don't give it back. Or worse, they give you back a brass bolt snap.
Calm down.
Oh, just feel it.
It's just a bolt snap.
You can see how it's bent.
That's awesome.
No, it's just isn't it? it's
I'm gonna have to beat
and
out.
now that. Don't make them touch. As scuba divers, we like to attach things to ourselves so that they, don't disappear. If you drop your keys just walking around, you can normally just bend over and pick them up. It's not so easy on a dive. So if you don't want to lose your expensive new whatever it is, you actually clip it off to a D-ring and usually with a bolt snap. But as with so many things, there are bolt snaps and then there are bolt snaps. And when you get to the point where you can really tell the difference, it's already too late for you, I'm afraid. You're a bolt snap hipster that couldn't possibly use a cheap bolt snap with a raspy action and a slightly bent hook. You're better than that, and you'll resent handing your nice bolt snap to Freddie because he'll probably drop it like the one he did, and you'll find yourself making your bolt snaps identifiable so that you know that you always get your exact bolt snap back. I have an octopus themed cocktail shaker. Does it need to have an octopus on the top? No. Does it improve the performance? No. If anything, it's actually harder to use with the octopus on top. But do you now want an octopus themed cocktail shaker now that you've seen one? Probably. I've been browsing through just departments on websites, just shopping for something, and then my eye will just naturally be drawn to the one item with a nautical theme. Your home will very quickly start filling up with nautical things and just kind of stuff that reminds you of the ocean. There was a funny clip on a PADI training video years back. I don't know if they still use it or if it's still there, but they're talking about this effect, saying how divers will often have underwater things kind of in and around their home, and they showed a chap and he's just sat back in an armchair with this giant Mark V dive helmet on a pedestal right next to him as he's like reading the paper in an otherwise empty room, which just really stood out. Your holidays will soon change from traditional holidays where you do the traditional touristy kind of stuff to holidays that contain a few scuba dives on them, one or two, to just full-blown scuba diving holidays where you are just diving every single day. And they're not just the normal places that you'd normally think about visiting, they are obscure countries that you couldn't locate on a map until you're a scuba diver, and places where a camel is listed as public transportation. It now feels weird going on a normal holiday where you just go to a foreign country and just kind of walk around places of interest. Once you get used to dive holidays like living on a liveaboard and diving multiple times a day, it feels a bit weird not packing your fins and your rigs into your suitcase. On top of nautical themed decorations and items around your house, you'll probably now also have a corner of your house that is where you keep your dive kit to keep it dry and keep it organized. I would have a surprising amount of space in my house if I didn't have all of my own dive equipment, and I can't get rid of that one particular thing or sell it because you never know, I might need that one whatever it is one day. Yes, scuba diving gear isn't particularly huge or bulky, but it does take up a certain amount of space in your home, and you also need to adapt your car also to be able to transport it to and from the dive site. You'll find the appeal of a pickup truck or an SUV with plenty of space in the back, with anchor points to tie stuff to now.
Fantastic.
I don't know why I ended it like that.
That's it. We're ending it like that.
We're scrolling.
We're scrolling.
Another risk is that as a scuba diver, you now have more personal opinion or awareness of our marine ecosystem. Scuba divers tend to have a bigger affinity to the ocean and the problems that affect the oceans because we literally see it firsthand. Most people around the world don't tend to see what we see. Their only real experience of the coral reef is kind of what they see on BBC documentaries and Finding Nemo. But we see it all firsthand. Marine plastics and trash just kind of floating around, coral bleaching, diminishing fish numbers. As a scuba diver, you now care much more about the ocean and the environment in general. It's not a bad thing, but it will consume your thoughts a little bit, opting for more eco-friendly options and just doing stuff a bit more eco-friendly. So there were a few risks that you don't tend to think about when you become a scuba diver, but people often think about sharks and boat propellers. They don't often think about redecorating their homes. Let us know how you changed in the comments below when you became a scuba diver. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Simply Scuba channel and click that little like button so that more divers can see it. Thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving.